Hello, and welcome back. I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more of our Europa Universalis 4 tutorial series with FilthyRobot. How's it going?
Doing well.
Good deal. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit pugnacious right now. How about you?
I don't know what pugnacious means.
Pugnacious is a great word. It means that you like to fight. You want to fight. I want to fight people.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So do you feel like fighting? You want to fight?
Yeah, I'm called Salty regularly on my channel. It seems about with similar mentality.
Okay. Why don't we consider? Let's look at our army real quick. We've got 3 cav, which is fine. I'd say 2 would probably be more financially reasonable right now, but we started with the 3. Let's go ahead and do what you wanted to do. Let's build up to a force limit, and I have an idea here. Why don't we just be the aggressor? Let's attack England. Sound fun?
Sure. I'm gonna take your advice on this one.
Just say yes. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about
Yes.
it. So go ahead. Easiest way to do it. Click on our army, select our army, and then that little plus next to infantry. Train up 4 more infantry.
Plus next to infantry. Okay, I have our army selected. I don't see a plus next to infantry at the moment.
There's two rows of it. Remember, the top row shows you the troops. The second row shows you the actual composition of the army. There's a little plus.
Build halberd infantry. Found it.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm clicking that.
Yep. Just build it 4 times, and you'll end up with 4 armies that'll all rally to that central location, keeping the army together. So we're building up to a force limit in preparation for war. It's going to take 2 months. Let's go ahead and just assume that this war is going to work out for us. We're going to raise our maintenance to full now. We're going to turn our fort on now so that we have a little bit more garrison in it, just to be safe.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm considering this, why I think it's the right call right now, is we know France is probably going to win on the mainland. Half of the English army is down in the mainland, which means that only half of it's at home. And if we had 19 troops versus his 19 troops at home, and we have a better tech than he does, now is probably our best opportunity to win a war against him on the mainland. Or sorry, on the island. So we should take advantage of this opportunity. And also, this is a very, very important factor. When you have an ally and you declare a war and you call them in, the war leader, the person who actually declared the war, has so much more control over the outcome of the war. So we don't really want to be on the receiving end of a war call to arms. Because if France declares the war on England and they call us in because we're allies, France gets to determine the peace deal. And we don't like that because they're going to do it wrong. They're going to give him land and not us land. We want more land than they get. So
Yeah.
we would much rather be the one that has control over the outcome.
Sounds good.
So it's a little bit risky, but with a tech advantage and the fact that we've got,
Have we actually declared? No, we haven't though. All we've done is.
No, we just raised maintenance.
Yeah.
We've queued up some more troops. We turned our fort on, and I think we're gonna actually want to probably take our army down to Tyrone or Sligo. The idea being that there's going to be those 2 little tiny armies, the one province miners, Kildare and Ulster's armies. Stack wipe those real quick, get rid of them, and then go focus on England. We don't want to let those combine with his primary army.
Can we get to Tyrone right now? We don't have military access through Ulster, right?
No, we can't walk there, but we can use our ships.
Okay.
We're going to unmothball our ships, and go ahead and grab the army, and then just like right-click on Tyrone right now. Try to move it there.
Okay.
Now that the Navy's not mothballed.
Would you like to use a second fleet to automatically transport? Yes.
There you go. Just do that.
Okay.
So they'll go ahead and they'll just work their way across using boats.
Do they say they were going to go through the Irish Sea to do that? Did I see that correctly?
Yeah.
Seems strange.
Now, actually, hold on. No, we're fine. Well, hold on. We got to think about this for a second. So there's a strait between Ulster and Ayrshire. So if we put our entire army over in Tyrone, and then we declare the war, English naval superiority is going to make it very difficult for us to use our navy to do the same thing back again. But if we control both sides of the strait, we have guaranteed access.
We don't have to use navy, right? Yeah. Okay.
But in order to have control of both sides of the strait, we need to finish the siege of Ulster.
Oh, so it could be a while.
Which could take a little while. It's a level 1 fort. We're looking at probably, without a blockade in place, we're probably looking at like 180 to 270 days, maybe a half to 3/4
So we probably want to split this army. Then is what you're saying.
I really don't like the idea of splitting the army.
You don't want Ulster. For a man who was feeling, quote, pugnacious a moment ago.
Well, it's just this naval consideration here. It's very difficult with England in the beginning of the game. Until you can get an edge over their navy, it's just very dangerous.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, let's say our whole army's there. We take the year and a half or the year or whatever it is to siege down Ulster. Let's say England uses his troops. He's got 15K. He's going to march up into our area. And he's going to come and he's going to siege our capital, which is a level 3 fort. It's going to hold longer than ours, than the Ulster fort. I think we can beat him in a siege race here.
Okay.
Granted, it gives him time to train up more men if he needs to. but I think it's going to be okay. I think we should do it.
Okay.
I notice how the troops that we trained are rallying to the previous location, because that's where the army had been. Let's go ahead and combine these guys as well. Gotta wait for them to... There you go.
Okay.
Got a military alliance offer from Novgorod. Novgorod just lost a war to Denmark, which means they are a loser, which means they're weak. Probably don't want to be friends with them.
Okay.
Let's just say no. It is nice when people offer. That does affect their opinion of us. You can't offer or accept... Sorry, you can't offer alliances while you're at war. So if we're going to be in an offensive war, we got to secure any alliances we do want right now.
Okay.
Let's just see. Are there any other alliances we could pick up that might make sense to have right this second?
I think, if I remember correctly, didn't Castile and France do something positive with each other? Aren't they like buddies right now?
They're just not enemies. They haven't rivaled each other.
I thought they did something one up on that. I thought they'd made a deal of some sort. They're allied with France right now.
Oh, yeah, okay, yep. I didn't even notice that. It wasn't really affecting us.
So if you were looking for a target, if you were looking for a friendly person, that might be something. That's what I was saying.
Yep. Castile's always been the secondary target we were looking at.
Yeah.
One thing that we can do to help us out, which I just did, is we changed our diplomatic stance towards Castile. If you right-click on Castile, and you go over to that tab at the top, diplomatic feedback, shortcut key D. Remember, this is the screen we used to say which provinces we had of special interest, like which land do we want, or see what other nations want.
Okay.
But there's also this manual checkbox you can do called Manage Attitude. And if you check it, you can choose between neutral, friendly, hostile, or threatened. And by setting it manually to friendly, it just makes them more likely to like us and improve relations with us and stuff. So we might as well do that. All right, let's keep going. Looks like we're not going to be able to secure another alliance with them just yet. Aragon has announced France as their new rival. That's good. That's going to keep France and Castile happy because they've got a mutual rival together now.
Good.
Okay, and we probably want to park our navy in one of the safest locations we can find, which is going to be,
probably somewhere in the Americas.
Really far away, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we are losing quite a bit of money right now while we're at full maintenance. So if we're going to do this war, now is the time.
Well,
okay, our navy's in position, but we have one more navy to consider. We should hide it because the English is going to kill it. Sadly, we're going to miss out on some piracy for a while. Let's bring it back to the other location as well. And since we know we're not going to have any naval superiority whatsoever in this war, we should just most likely mothball both navies to save some money.
Okay. And once you bring them...
No. Ooh, this is so good. This is so good. I've completely changed our plan. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Go look at the southern tip of France.
Southern tip of France. Okay. What am I looking at in particular?
Oh, just the English army.
I don't see the English. Oh, right there. Okay. Yeah. They have like 30K over there, like 30.
Yeah.
31K.
Yeah. Go to the ledger real quick. F3. And go find England in that list. So you have an idea of like what percentage of their troops we're talking about.
So they have
ABC.
Total. That's all of it. Yeah.
32,000 troops, southern France. What does that mean? That means
Empty.
There's nobody back home.
So why are we going for friggin' Ulster? Should we not?
We're not.
Okay.
We're
all
not
right.
anymore.
Good.
Now we're definitely going to bring them all back. We're going to go after the English territory. This is also a pretty good indicator.
So to Lothian or to Ayrshire?
Just straight into Tyrone is going to be the fastest.
Oh, okay. Well, I just moved them somewhere, so move them somewhere else.
Yeah, so now I'm doing it manually because it's faster. The autonomous fleet transportation is really convenient, but it's slow.
Okay.
Because the boats won't actually go into port, which is quicker than having armies move onto provinces in the sea. So by docking them up in Tyrone and then saying attach, I can just grab them and then just real quick in like 4 days here, just go boop boop. They're gonna go out to sea.
Okay.
And they're gonna go into Inverness, and then we can bring them back. We finished a core in Tyrone. It's gonna be a little unfortunate going to war when we have we still have cores in progress that aren't done, but it's okay.
What will happen with the cores while we're at war? Do they just not continue to happen? Is that right?
Only if anyone that we're at war with actually has a claim or a core existing on those provinces. Now, England did just pick some of those troops up, so he's possibly bringing them home. Which, damn it,
was it E?
You gotta pay close attention. Notice how
okay, so England doesn't have a claim on those.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but they're pretty far away, right? It's gonna take him time to move them back across. Oh my God, just lost my location. I mean, those are probably going to land in the southern ports, right? Like Cornwall or something. And
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Oh, he's got one of his forts mothballed. Oh my God, he's got 2 of his forts mothballed. Oh, this is very interesting. Okay, we've just got to go for this opportunity.
I agree. Let's pull the trigger.
Okay, our navy's it's home, it's safe. For now, it's costing us a ducat a month to keep it fully maintained.
Okay.
Well, let's just keep it on for now. For 1 ducat, we're actually talking about saving a half ducat by mothballing it.
Okay.
There's a small possibility that our navy might provide some use to the French, meaning like if they try to fight the English navy, maybe our navy can swing it in our favor. Probably not, but it's probably worth paying for it for just a moment. And we're gonna move our army down to Ayrshire.
Okay.
I'm trying to press the space key. It's not working. And now we want to wait for the first of the month, because the first of the month is the best opportunity to declare. And I'll explain why in just a moment when we take a look at these forts.
Okay.
Now this is something, damn it, the game won an extra day. But anyway, this is something that didn't come up in our previous wars. Previous wars we were dealing with people who just had a level 1 capital fort. Now we need to talk about actual forts. Actual forts are much different than capital forts. They project a zone of control. We haven't talked about this specifically in the previous patch because it was different than it is now. So go ahead and press the T key twice to bring up your
Do I have to have
areas.
anything selected right now before I do that? Like our country versus their country?
Shouldn't need to, no.
Okay.
If you have no one selected, then it's going to show all areas.
All right.
So areas are used for a couple things now. They're used for states, right? You create a state which says that it's a core part of your country, which is different than actually being a real core. By the way, we need a diplomat. We're going to wait till next month now because it's going to take 4 days. I want it to be on the first of the month that we declare, not the second.
Why not? Why is the second
Because-
versus the sixth even an encounter something we care about?
Because this specific part right now. So look at these areas, right? You see the area of Northumbria? We talked about that when we first got the claims. A fort now in 1.19 projects a zone of control within an individual area. So if I have a fort in a zone, in an area, then that fort protects movement in that area. So for example, if England had a fort in Northumbria, we would not be allowed to move through Northumbria until we have sieged that fort.
Got it.
Okay?
By the
Now,
way,
go
how
ahead.
do I? So okay, so there is not a fort in Northumbria. How do I tell?
The I key, which will take you to your fort level map mode. Now you can see little blue colored things.
Okay.
We can see that they have a fort in Marches, they have a fort in Hampshire, and they have a fort in London.
Yeah, they're green, but yeah, blue in their territory, green in our territory. Got it. Okay.
Yep. So they have a fort in Marches, but they do not have a fort in the area of Northumberland, which means we have free movement through Northumbria. But hover over the fort in Marches. This is what I've noticed, which really is catching my eye.
All right.
The level 2 fort, and it is mothballed.
Okay.
So he's not paying for it. That means there's no garrison. Garrison recovers on the first of the month. If we declare war on the first of a month and we march straight to Marches and we are able to get there before the next monthly tick, then a garrison cannot recover while it's under siege, which means that the fort is effectively going to fall in just 1 month.
Okay, but I thought, man, I must look again. Yeah, we don't have a claim on Marches though.
Doesn't matter. We're going to declare war over the claims we have in the northern part, Northumbria.
Okay,
That's
so
our excuse to go to war. It doesn't mean that you can't siege other provinces.
okay, that was the part I wasn't clear on. So we're gonna fight England as a whole. We can fight him anywhere we want in his territories, but what we do with the claim we have, the justification for it is these northern stuff, and probably that's all we're gonna get if we finish the war, right? It's the northern stuff that we put the claim on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Unfortunately, our core on Leinster is not going to finish until mid-February, but hopefully it doesn't get occupied or sieged. It might just get stalled for a long time, but let's just go until February the 1st, and just cross your fingers here. Pray that England or France don't declare on each other right now. All right, God damn it, stupid multiplayer. It's so difficult to get it to pause right on the first of the month.
I can't believe you messed that up twice in a row, Arumba. I thought you were an expert at this game.
Oh, missed 1 day. All right, you ready to do this? We're full maintenance. We got maxed out army. This is going to pull in a lot of people. It's going to pull in the Papal State, Portugal, Kildari's going to join, Ulster's going to join.
Good. Let's get a world war going.
Yeah.
Burn it all.
Hopefully, I don't know though. Come to think of it, I don't know if France can beat Papal State, Portugal, and England on the mainland, but his entire army's down there against.
England has everything down there now, or like 20 or 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're going for this. I'm no pussyfooting around anymore. It's time to attack.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. We're going to go for the casus belli we're going to choose is Cumbria, because it's the province we're going to march through on our way down to Marches, and we're going to leave 1 infantry there.
No, I don't know how to do this yet, so you've got to talk me through this.
Okay. Go to the right click on England.
Yeah.
As if you were to declare war. You have declared war before.
Yeah. Show diplomatic actions. I have send an insult. Okay, declare wars at the very top. Got it.
Yep.
And then I'm going to have... Okay.
Now we have choices. Before, we could only ever declare one option, conquest, because we had a claim on the one province. Now we can choose specifically which of these provinces is the actual true war goal.
Well, we can't take them all?
We can take them all, but the actual war goal is a very important decision, because when that province is controlled by a nation, it affects the ticking war score over time. So Cumbria, since it's on our path to marches, is going to be the easiest province for us to start our siege on, which means we're going to take it earlier in the war, which means we get more ticking war score over time.
Okay.
Any of these 4 would be a good choice because they're all unforted. There's no fort in any of these provinces. They're all easy to siege, but Cumbria just so happens to be slightly better because it's on our path.
And we're calling our allies.
Oh, absolutely. Now here's where we need to call in France with a promise of territory. We don't have any trust. We haven't built any favors up over time. We haven't earned favors with them where we can say, hey, I want you to join this war because we're friends. No. He's going to come in because he wants land.
Okay.
So we're going to click that button, and then we're going to call him in on a promise of territory. Make sure you see a green check mark.
Yes. And we're not promising this Clan Ricard anything, right? Fuck them.
No, he wouldn't join either way.
Okay.
He's not going to help us out.
And then I make sure I have take Cumbria selected.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So at the very top, you should be seeing, Casus Belli Conquest, take Cumbria, and...
France's green check mark.
Yep. Okay. Do it.
All right.
All right. Now here's the moment of truth. Now that we're at war, we can actually try to move into his territory. We have military access through England. If we right-click on marches, like this, and now we hover over this little left, select the army, have the army selected.
Yep.
Top left corner, there's a little green arrow.
Yep.
And look at the date. We expect it to arrive in the final destination.
We could have done it last month.
We could have, but we didn't know for sure, and there's no way to know for sure unless you have military access, and we couldn't have gotten military access through England because they hate us.
I see.
We're safe.
So we had to believe, and we didn't believe.
Now the next real question is, can we potentially get to the next area as well, which is going to be Hampshire? There's another one. This dummy has mothballed both of his forts. So can we get all the way down to Hampshire by the end of the month? The answer is yes, February 27th. So if we had declared last month, we wouldn't be able to take both, which would be stupid.
Okay.
So let's go ahead, and we're gonna break our army up into smaller parts here. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna carpet siege. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. This is a thing that I've learned to do over many hours of playing the game. And using my keyboard shortcuts mod. If you select the army while it's stationary, and you press the B key, it'll open up the reorganize unit interface.
Okay.
While you have that open, if you press the B key, it takes the bottommost unit on the left and puts it on the right.
Okay.
If you press the X key, it'll select the army on the left. So press, have the army selected, press BBX, 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 over and over and over again. It'll create 1 stacks.
Oh my god. I was in that menu and then we backed out. So I select the army, click B.
Yep. Brings up the reorganized unit interface.
No, it brings up land units. I must not have the army selected. Okay, so let me select the army. Yeah, okay. We have 2 there, so I guess I can group select them. But that's the problem, because I've already done this once. I created 1K army accidentally. But now if I have them both selected, it doesn't let me do that. So I'm going to grab them together, and G is group.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. And now I can select a single army, and I can hit B to get to that menu, and it's B again.
Yep. And then press X to select the unit on the left. And then press BB again. And then X, BB, X.
No, when I hit X, it brings me back to the one yeah.
That's what you want.
Okay.
All right. I just did it. It works.
Yeah, okay, I'm seeing too. So we're creating a bunch of 1K armies. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do it all the way through?
No, really. What I want right now is we want say, yeah, actually we do. We're gonna go nuts. We're gonna go all the way down to 1 stacks. Like, we're gonna try to carpet siege him. We're gonna be stupid greedy because we know that he's got all of his army over in.
Okay.
And I missed 2 of them. We got it.
Okay.
Next, and this is another thing. You don't need to know how to do this, right, to actually be able to like play the game, right? But it's very convenient, and you can do it with keyboard shortcuts. If you have an army selected, we have all of these individual armies selected right now, right? Okay. By right-clicking on Cumbria, we're telling all of these individual 19 armies to move to Cumbria.
Okay.
While you have multiple armies selected, if you press the V key, it will deselect the bottom one.
Okay.
So we're going to do this. We're going to have all of them selected, right-click on Cumbria, press the V key once. Right-click all of the armies that are still selected to another location. Press the V key once. And then we're going to keep going down, and what we're basically doing is saying, everyone go here, except, just kidding, one of you stay there, now all of you go here. Now
all right, so do I want to do this? Are we trying to, do I need one army in every province, or do I just need armies in okay, so I need to do, and I probably need to send them the faster way. Okay, let me do this. Let me just see if I can do this. Okay, you're doing it right now, that's fine. Okay. Did you do it in order of the closest ones first? That was the only question I had. So in other words, will they all, if you don't do it in order of the closest one, will they march down to the second point and then branch off? Or so is it a queue? So they're going...
No.
Okay. Got it. You're just issuing individual orders by unselecting one unit at a time. Got it. All right. I'll let you do it.
It's very convenient and fast.
No, it sounds a very, very good way of splitting it as opposed to splitting it up otherwise. So... All right.
Okay, we have one extra infantry, so we have 8. We're going for 18 provinces right now.
Doesn't seem greedy.
Let's see what happens. We're gonna go back down to speed 2, and we're gonna see how well we can beat them. Now, the real risk here is there's 9,000 troops over in Ireland right now, and if England does train any men at all back home, which he very likely will. Whoa. Okay, they just looked like they were going into the water, which was wrong.
Okay.
Oh, we have an error. We have an error. His name is James. James the Third. Nice.
Okay.
Is that the pop-up you got?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a 1-3-3. Not bad. It's not too bad. 7 in total stats. It's okay. We have a queen consort. 2-5-1.
Where the fuck are you seeing this? So. All right. Okay. I see the pop-up. I see this. It says Fief gets. I don't. Where are you seeing 1-3-3 from this?
You didn't see anything about James being a 1-3-3?
I have, with the union of James II and Euphemia, we have gained not only a spouse but also a new ally in the realm. Donald is old and influential family, and their seat is a fief and their seat in fief is a jewel of the kingdom. Of course, friendship has to go both ways, and that's what I see.
You got an extra pop-up.
Okay, so this is not the same thing. Oh, it's underneath it. It's underneath that. Okay, I just had to move it over, and I can see it now.
Yep. So because you chose Scotland second when we hosted the multiplayer, you got an extra pop-up, an actual event-based pop-up. I just got the alert that there's a new ruler.
Okay.
Or a new heir.
Local. So, Fief is the seat of the family of our queen consort. This province will be less likely to revolt, but it will be granted privileges, making it harder to tax or convert. Fief gets a seat of strong aristocrats until the 2nd of January 1821, giving the following effects: local unrest -3, local missionary strength -5%, and monthly autonomy charges plus 0.1%. Okay.
Yep. All right. Let's see how much we've caught England with his pants down here. Hey, we just got to show our, we did finish the core in Leinster, which is great. Now you notice we have a new alert. We can create a new state.
Yes.
These territories can be turned into states. So right now, we have what's called a territorial core, which means we only paid half price to pay the cost of coring Leinster. If we want to, we can turn it into a state and say this is an actual core part of our country. And by doing that, we're allowed to pay the remaining 50% cost to full core it. Instead of it being a territorial core, it'll be an actual full core. And that will lower the autonomy cap from 75% down to 0%.
It's pretty good.
Since it's a pretty good province, this is probably going to be a good choice, and the state itself is worthwhile. It's worth noting you can only have a fixed number of states dependent on your technology. In this case, we have right now 2 states out of a maximum of 15.
Where do I see?
So far away. F1 and then the stability and expansion tab, shortcut key 9. On the left-hand side, below where it says boost, stability and boost, there's a 15, 2 states, 2 territories.
Yes. Okay.
So let's go ahead and click on the province of Leinster. And
all right.
There's like little things that come out to the right of the province dialog. Eastern Ireland is a territory. Click on that one to make it a state. Little button with a flag.
I'm not seeing this. So I have Leinster selected. I left-click selected them. Okay, I do see them now. I had right-click selected before. Eastern Ireland is a territory, and you want me to click that? Okay.
Yep. And it's going to tell you here, it'll cost us 0.19 in maintenance, while it will increase our income by about 0.16 when autonomy has reduced to lower levels. So
okay.
That's fine. We want the autonomy because we want production, we want manpower. We need to make it a good province. So now we have a new alert saying, hey, some of your provinces lack cores, because now we can actually core the province fully. Notice the autonomy went from 75% down to 50%. Provinces that are a state but not yet a full core have an autonomy floor of 50%. Let's go ahead and pay the extra 50 admin right now
on Leinster.
To turn it into a full core, and the autonomy will drop down a little bit more.
Why aren't we doing this with Tyrone as well?
Well, Tyrone is... yeah, we should core Tyrone.
Okay, it's
I
the
mean,
same thing then. Do I have to do the state portion first, or do I just go straight to this core thing?
it's actually already part of the state. Looks like Tyrone is part of the same state as Leinster. So
Okay.
when we did it with Leinster, we did it for both of them.
All right, I just cored it then.
So the reason why we weren't able to do that with Tyrone earlier is you cannot turn a state, a territory into a state if there are any provinces in that area that are not cored.
Okay, so Sligo is actually part of a separate area. Separate state,
Yep.
I guess.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep. So, okay, cool. Well, we're gonna have to take a break here, but next episode, I'm excited, very, very excited to catch
To lose all of our troops.
To catch England with their pants down. It's gonna be glorious, unless he actually lands 16K troops with those boats that I don't see anymore. Why is France not in the war? What have you done? You didn't do it. You didn't do it. Is it not? It has been multiple days here, and they're not in the war. What did you do?
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna call them in.
How are they not called in? I told them to come.
You must have.
Are you sure they're not called in?
Yeah, no, they're not in the war right now.
How do you know that?
Left click on the little flag in the bottom right hand corner where, the English flag with the war dialogue.
Yeah.
Notice how it's Scotland versus England, Kildare, Portugal,
Yeah.
Papal State, all of it.
So it went green. Did I have to check? After it had green, did I have to check?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, click that box saying, yeah,
Can we still call them?
Yeah, I just did.
All right,
Yeah.
they're a little late.
Yeah. Now, I'm very nervous here because it may very well be you just screwed us. Not accident, no, not intentionally or anything, but because France wasn't in the war and England's looking at it like, okay, this little...
All right, Arumba, I'll tell you what. What I'll allow you to do, since you are taking saves, right? Does it auto-save? Can you, back up and pull them in and then come back to this point for next episode?
Let's not worry about it. It'll be more interesting if it doesn't happen.
Okay.
If we have some issues. But, so here's the thing. But because England didn't have any threats on the mainland, his immediate reaction is going to be to bring his army home.
Mm-hmm.
If France was in the war on February the 2nd, he would be like, okay, there's enemy armies nearby, and he would have kept more of his army.
Oh, I
down
understand.
there.
I understand why we wanted France in there, but I didn't realize that. Okay, interface. We just got interfaced.
Let's wait and see. Now, notice how this army in Ulster is moving to... He's moving to Ulster. We do not want him to cross this strait. We're actually going to try to use our navy. We're going to pay very, very close attention to where the English are, and we're going to have to try to blockade that strait occasionally. Whenever the English navy comes by, we're going to hide.
Okay.
Whenever they don't come nearby, we're going to blockade the strait to keep the other little troops away from us. Notice there are 2 troops right now in Hampshire, so that's unfortunate. What we need to reorganize this slightly, because we can't actually move all of these guys down there.
Next episode. Sounds like a next episode, thanks.
Yep, okay. All right, we'll take a break here. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you in a bit.
See you soon.